Hi, I'm Merrick D'Amato, and happy Halloween. We have another Lovecraft game today, another point-and-click adventure called Necronomicon: The Dawning of Darkness, or The Gate something or other. Both are accurate titles of the game, so let's go. I do have a walkthrough just in case. Unfortunately, this game does not have options for subtitles, so that is going to be potentially an issue moving forward. It's a point-and-click adventure game, a lot like the Dracula games, actually. Hopefully, it's more like the first two than the awful third one. Or the just irrelevant and boring fourth and fifth one. Oh, who's that guy? Oh. We have our cursor here.
William.
What's going on?
Listen, to look at me, you'd think I'm not right in
Peter
the head.
Cushing?
But the reasons for my condition are far more awful than mere madness. William.
He doesn't blink.
What I've discovered goes beyond understanding. You just have to believe me. We're all in the gravest danger. That's why I keep on looking, but the more I learn, the more this thing devours me. I've been sentenced to death, William. For our friendship's sake, I ask you to look after this. Don't speak of it to anyone. Don't give it to anyone. Not even to me.
My lucky D4.
Especially if I ask for it.
Huh. Okay, here's our inventory. Good. Okay, that's actually quite cool. What else we got? I just got back to my study.
Mr. William Stanton, I presume.
Oh, yes.
Allow me to introduce myself. Dr. Robert Eagleton, physician and friend of Sir Christopher Wycherley. I would like to talk to you about his son, Edgar Wycherley, who, if I'm not mistaken, is a friend of yours. I know Edgar too well not to notice the signs of insane delirium.
My shirt's clipping through my vest.
It's a unique case. The terror he's experiencing cannot be easily dismissed. Are you aware of the rumors circulating about Dr. Owens in Pawtucket village? I fear greatly for your friend. So do his parents, and some of my psychiatric colleagues are talking of internment. You see, I would greatly value your considered opinion. Please, would you pay him a visit?
You have no teeth, sir.
Yes, of course I will.
God,
Thank
I'm
you,
terrifying
William.
too.
Here's my telephone number.
I mean, this is a
Contact
game
me
from
as soon as you
2000.
run into him again.
Understandable.
Goodbye, young fellow.
Goodbye.
Thank you again for your help.
That's a lamp of some kind. Let's go upstairs. We cannot. Alright, we can go back into our... We can't go there. We can go back into our study. Alright. Check the desk. Nothing here. Alright. Nothing interesting in our own home. Alright, now, this is fairly free roam and open world for an adventure game of this time. So we may need to use the walkthrough for this. Forgot the keys. keys. Alright. Do I have the keys? Okay, we're in Pawtucket. Getting a feel for things. In the drawer? Or no, I don't think so. Ah. Okay, we have a key. Doesn't look like a motorcycle key, so I'm assuming it's a key for this. Ah. Money. Perfect. Delightful. All right. You might want a helmet. Don't know where this is. I think we're supposed to actually go right. Whee! Okay, we're looking for... Okay, no one's in. Who are you, sir?
Please, I need information.
Yeah? Well, there's none here.
Okay, no information. Old Pawtucket. That's where we are, by the way. We're in Pawtucket, Rhode Island. It's kind of weird to have a Lovecraft thing not set in Massachusetts. The place I can't pronounce. Massachusetts. Close enough. Massachusetts.
Excuse me. Could you tell me where Edgar Wycherley lives?
Wycherley, eh? No. Don't know him.
Fair enough. At least they're friendlier than the last Lovecraft village we explored. Hello.
Whatever the young man's looking for, he should ask Ma Brady.
Okay, who's Ma Brady?
I'm looking for Edgar Wycherley's residence. Do you know it?
For a few coins, kind soul.
Can I interest you in this D20? No.
Go see Mr. Crumb at the grocery store. You can't miss it.
Thank you. Now, I know something of Lovecraft, and yeah, we're dealing with Nyarlathotep already. The fact that it's a black pyramid, Nyarlathotep may not be the main elder god, but he's definitely involved. He's always involved. He's always involved in these. He was in frickin' Dracula Origins. He's... Crumbs and Son General Merchant. Hello.
Crumb and Son. At your service.
Are you Crumb or Son?
I'm looking for Edgar Wycherley's house. Do you know it?
Mr. Wycherley, you say? No. I'd have to... Will you be needing anything else, sir?
I'll take... this.
An excellent choice. That's $1, sir. Thank you. Edgar Wycherley, for the love of God. I'm only a simple grocer, sir, trying to make a living.
What else can I get?
What you need, sir, is a map. Then I can show it to you. This one costs $20, sir.
Jesus. All right.
Here you are, sir. I've marked the address you wanted with a cross. That's $40 altogether.
All right. I'd like to say that this is...
Thank you, and look after yourself, sir.
This is 1927 money. $40? Oh. Also, a box of matches for $1. That's kind of ridiculously expensive for 1927 money. That's... Unless the story with this guy is he is an actual thief, then... Alright, so we got the map. Give us some money. Mr. Crumb. We got the map, and so I'm going to click destination roll instantly. Okay, well, this looks ominous.
Yes? Mr. Wycherley has gone out. Don't push it, he's out.
The gentleman can't have heard. Perhaps young sir would like his ears unblocked for him. No? Then scrap. Listen, my son. If you bother me again, I'll beat you to a pulp. Got it?
I wonder if we can die in this game.
Right. That's it. You're dead meat.
Okay. Alright, fair enough. Oh, we actually died! Oh, alright. That's fine. That's fine. Oh. Was not expecting to die. Okay. I'll be right back. All right, we're back. This has actually a very similar save system to Dracula, the first Dracula game, so that's good. But now we have to know that we can die. So we have to go to the parents' house instead.
Mr. William Stanton, take a seat. I'm delighted to see you. Did you see my son in his new place in Pawtucket?
Well, actually, no.
You used to be inseparable once. How I wish he hadn't abandoned his archaeology studies. How about you, William? Do you flit from one new passion to another?
No, sir. I've just finished my architecture studies.
First archaeology, then genealogy, then foreign travel, astronomy, and chemistry. Personally, I preferred his archaeology period.
It sounds like your son's becoming either Batman or the Phantom of the Opera.
But then it seems children become more reserved, more secretive with their parents. Can I offer you a soda?
Yes, I'd like that, thank you.
A soda? A what in soda? Or you just gonna give me a can? Like, can't be a can of Coke, right? I think it's 1927. Are you just gonna give me a freaking glass of seltzer? 'Cause...
Edgar left many books and documents here relating to his recent research work.
Where are you? There you are. Chair, can I sit down, or...?
This is Gregor Herschel, who was a wealthy Providence ship owner in the colonial era. He had a daughter, who was Mrs. Wycherley's great-grandmother. This portrait was painted by Cosmo Alexander in 1765. Unlike my wife, Edgar loves this painting. It's a shame that he's not here to tell you all about it. Tell me honestly, don't you find the resemblance absolutely uncanny?
A little, So we're just gonna be rude and leave. All right.
I had hoped that you might bring some news of my son. I suspect that this chemist, Dr. Owens, is working him too hard. Dr. Eggleton tells me that his health has deteriorated over the last few months. Come back and see me whenever you want, William. Edgar hardly ever writes these days, so it's a real pleasure to chat with you about him.
Okay, map. Oh, hello, sir. You can't speak. All right. We want to get to the waterfront, I think. Did I miss something? We gotta pay more information. We gotta pay a grocery store guy some more money.
Crumb and Son, at your service.
You're very rude. Stop it.
Hello, my friend. Does the name Gregor Herschel mean anything to you?
How about that? Yes, yes. Yes, but it's cheap at half the price. I have to make a living too, sir. A ship owner? See if he's known down at the harbor, sir. Cross the church square and keep going down.
There's...
Yes, that sleeping dog's lie. By Christ, this business has the smell of sacrilege about it.
Pardon?
I guess we're playing the most naive character in the goddamn world who can't figure out without being told by the grocery store guy that sailors would be by the beach, that a sea captain would be by the waterfront.
Good day, sir. I was told that I might be able to get information here about a fellow named Gregor Herschel.
Gregor Herschel? That sounds familiar. Oh, yes. I remember now. He was a big-shot trader. Yes, yes. He was in cahoots with all the Providence bigwigs. He had a dock and good business. I would have thought there'd be articles about him in the Providence Gazette before he caused quite a commotion in his day.
Gazettes. Good to know. We check the gazettes.
Good day, sir. Excuse me for interrupting your work, but do you have any articles in your archives about a fellow named Gregor Herschel?
It's surprising to see how Herschel still provokes a lot of interest today, but tread warily, for his is a tale of madmen. The last person to ask about him was Edgar Wycherley, an archaeologist. Gregor Herschel is a strange character from our town's past. He came here from Salem, where he had moved to from Oregon around 1713. He bought landing stages near Mile End Bay and made a fortune from the slave trade. In 30 years, he became the richest ship owner in the town, controlled a large slice of Providence's commerce, rubbed shoulders with high society, and got married to the daughter of one of its captains in 1767. He died in a fire at his farmhouse in April 1771, featured regularly in the paper from 1713 to 1771. Happy hunting, Mr. William Stanton.
Good day, sir. Excuse me for interrupting your work, but do you have any articles in your archives about a fellow named Gregor Herschel?
It's surprising to see.
Okay, he'll just repeat it. Pawtucket. Providence Gazette. Fires. Bradfield's District Court has re-examined the affair of the fires on the night of 2nd May 1861, presumably, in the light of the arrest of suspect Jack Souther on 15th January. The court has today passed its sentence, 6 months jail for the offender. The race has come to Providence. The arrival of the Black Steed horse race is this year expected on Sunday, 30th of April. After racing 15 kilometers through the Glass Snake back roads, the competitors pass by the eastern fort and go along the canal before arriving outside the governor's house, where they shall take luncheon in the park. Shipowner Gregor Herschel has pledged the sum of $5 to the winner. We may now recall how Mr. G. Herschel has become well known for his charitable activities, and that when the governor's house was destroyed by fire in 1761, he made a generous contribution towards the cost of its reconstruction. Okay. We already read that. The affair of the missing soldiers. In March last, 2 of the King's regiments en route to New France were stationed at... New France. Were stationed at Providence. Why are we coming to New France? Were stationed at Providence. Their number fell in the most inexplicable fashion. The incident presents some striking similarities with the disappearances that occurred at the port in October 1754. Witnesses have stated that on several occasions Mr. Gregor Herschel was seen conversing with soldiers wearing red tunics. Okay. I already read that. Providence. Nothing there for us. Fire.
So then, young man, how's your research on Gregor Herschel going? Well, I've been doing a bit of my own research, and I've discovered that he traveled widely in his younger days, that he stayed in England and made 2 separate trips to the east. But for some strange reason, he shunned the company of men. Although he never turned away a guest, very few folk were able to find a word to say to him. Have a word with Blackfish. He'll tell you all about it. He lives in that small house down there.
Great.
Mr. Blackfish? Well, I won't beat around the bush. I've come to ask you to tell me about Gregor Herschel.
My friend, have you not forgotten something?
Such as...
Do you have nothing to awl the tongue?
I do not, sir.
Then get the hell out of here.
Well...
Yeah, that's right. Make yourself scarce.
Well, I don't want to offend
Well,
you.
okay, if you want to chat, bring some supplies. Why don't you come back later?
Crumb and Son, at your service.
I'm your only customer today. Could you be a little nicer?
Excuse me, sir. Do you have something strong that'll cheer up a miserable fisherman?
You mean hooch? How about this stuff? This isn't easy to come by. The way things are these days. There are stock problems, and the suppliers are taking advantage. Not to mention the insurers. Yep, it all has effect on the price.
I think we're in the middle of Prohibition, though.
What the hell? I'm not in it for the money.
Yeah, you
I
are.
provide a service to my good customers. If they show their appreciation...
Here's more money.
Here, will that be enough?
Well, I'll be damned. You are a good customer, sir. I like people who show their appreciation. If you're in need of anything else at all, my pleasure, sir.
Alright, so hooch. Now, please. Give me the hooch. Oh, you gave us the hooch. Alright, cool. I'm gonna go to Blackfish. Blackfish is in here. Here is hooch. Have hooch.
Y'all got the firewater, lad?
Here, and it's good stuff, too.
Good.
Your beard scares me.
So, do y'all know that at the time terrible things were being said about Gregor Herschel? He wasn't one to shy away from crime, and he must have made masses of dough. Everyone here has their reasons to look out for customs, my lad. At the time, the local businessman wanted to make a fast profit at any cost. Vessels would arrive in the bay at night, brigs and caravels overflowing with contraband, and secretly come ashore. You get the picture. Except that his cargo consisted of blacks from Guinea. They used to unload them to the north of Pawtucket. There was a prison down there, a big stone building. At first, everything went fine. He wasn't the only one doing it, see? Except that one day, it wasn't just blacks. On that day, the Navy were out for blood because of a Coast Guard ship that had burned. The Liberty. They spied a big merchant ship with its lights doused, heading for Nakian Point. They followed it, then boarded her. Ah, good God. I'd like to have seen the face of the customs officer when he saw the cargo. It was Egyptian mummies.
Ooh.
I'll bet he was well annoyed, because of course, they were not illegal. As for the mummies, no one knew what they were for, my lad. Do you see what kind of things he was up to?
Mummies, huh? What a strange thing to smuggle.
That ain't the half of it. You know, the strangest thing of all was how often he used to replace his sailors. One crew would go on shore leave, some of them were laden with goods. And when it was time to sail again, there were always 2 or 3 men missing. The sailors are superstitious beggars. The tough sailors from the slave ships, pirate vessels, and the huge brigs, Brown, Crawford, and Tillinghast, would make the sign of the cross when they saw the old man going into his warehouse in Doubloon Street. His mates and his captain detested him, but they were tied to him by the grip of fear. Nobody wanted to sail with him no more. His crews were made up of mixed-race sailors from Havana, Martinique, and Port Royal. Oh yes, the Port of Providence has seen goings-on strange enough to make your blood run cold. Not more than 1 month later, 3 likely lads, not the type to miss a voyage, were due to set sail on the Gaita. They'd been seen the night before, but the next day, not a trace. The sheriff turned up with his deputies, the redcoats, and they took the place apart looking for alcohol. That's right. They didn't give a damn about the lads. Then Smith was asked to put a notice in his newspaper, but there was no response. I'm pleased you take an interest in these things, but you need more detail to get a clear picture. Tell you what, I know a lad who can tell you all you need to know. Arthur Prokop. At this time of day, you'll find him in the Royal Standard. It's 20 yards back towards the church there. Tell him I sent you.
Thank you, sir. I'll find it.
See you again, sailor.
He was surprisingly helpful and irritating. I'm gonna see this Mr. Prokop.
I was sent here by Mr. Blackfish. I'm looking for information about Gregor Herschel, a colonial ship owner.
Well, you've come to the right place, man. It so happens that my father's great-grandfather, Milius Prokop, had close dealings with him.
You are terrifying.
I should have some documents passed on to me by my father. Give me a little time to look. Let's say tomorrow. Same time, same place.
Alright. Deal. Alright. Yep.
William, it's been so long.
I'm here to see how you are. When you came to my house 2 days ago,
I'm sorry, my memory fails me frequently.
When you came to my house, you seemed very disturbed, as if you were in some danger.
Forget anything I said to you. I was upset. Let's forget it.
Dr. Eagleton is worried about your health. So is your father. Edgar, are you sure everything's fine?
I'm relying on you to reassure them. Everything's fine now. Allow me to introduce you to my colleague, Dr. Owens.
Don't trust him.
Valenti non fidenturia. Don't forget what we must do, Mr. Wycherley. Agiat quod agius. I shall await you in the bungalow.
I'll leave you to your work, Edgar.
William, goodbye. Please be so kind as to give my regards to Mr. Eagleton and inform him that you yourself have observed that everything here is fine.
Alright, so, I'm 80% sure that Dr. Owens is like one of the great race of Yith, or like one of those like crap things from The Whisper in the Darkness, or like or a great old one in disguise or something, because he's frickin' or one of the Innsmouth people, because there's something off about him. Let's give this doctor a call.
Hello, Dr. Eagleton? I've seen Edgar recently. He really does seem very disturbed.
Please stay at home. If you don't mind, I'm going to come and see you. We'll be able to speak about it more easily.
Hello, Doctor. You wish to have my opinion. I'm sorry to tell you that I found my friend far from his old self. At first, he didn't recognize me. He introduced me to Dr. Owens, who was even stranger than Edgar. As I was leaving, he seemed to be crying out for help. Then he proceeded to address me formally using a highly outmoded style of language. I am truly mystified. Could you enlighten me as to the exact nature of his research?
The first thing Edgar discovered amongst the papers of several Providence families was mail addressed to Gregor Herschel or written by him. These letters had been intercepted by the local population with the hope of finding out what he was up to. Then he found Herschel's work documents. Edgar revealed to me one day that the papers of his ancestor contained some incredible scientific secrets, for the most part written in a coded language, and that he was trying to acquire the ancient arts needed to understand what it was all about.
Cool.
He then explained to me that he was scouring the cemeteries for the gravestone of Gregor Herschel, which should bear an inscription made up of mystical symbols that he needed to decipher the manuscript.
The odd thing was that I had the impression that he didn't speak freely.
I fear that he's under the influence of this Dr. Owens. There's only one way to guarantee his safety: to have him committed. Thank you for your valuable help, William.
And people don't last long.
Continue
in
your
asylums and
investigations,
Lovecraft
my
stories.
boy. We need to know what lies behind all this.
Okay, so next I think we should visit his dad. Let me double check. Yeah. No, that's our house.
Good day, Mr. Wycherley. If I may be so bold, I would like very much to look at Edgar's research papers.
But of course, come on in. Yesterday, Dr. Eagleton spoke to me of the psychological problems Edgar is suffering from, and which, in his opinion, are partly connected to his studies. On returning from his travels, Edgar generally shut himself up in his room to work. He used to lock himself in and under no circumstances could be disturbed. He was deciphering photographic copies of an ancient manuscript. Then he began to get interested in chemistry and to hang around cemeteries. The acrid odors that sometimes came from his room were becoming truly intolerable. Edgar seemed to have gone out of his mind, letting out shrieks and having conversations when there was nobody there. On the 15th of April, I remember the date because it was Good Friday. Mrs. Wycherley was listening anxiously in the corridor to strange chants in foreign tongues and a series of syllables ending in ya, whereupon she fainted. That evening, we had a lengthy conversation in the office, during which I warned him that, whatever the purpose of his research, I could no longer tolerate such conduct. It was on that day that he resolved to move to Pawtucket. His room is upstairs, William. We have left it just as it was on the day he left.
Quite a nice picture. See if there's anything else but the key here. Key. Where's the key? There's the key. All right. All right. Ah, I recognize that code. From Simon Lars. Kleinstrasse 11, Prague. Brother in Almason Metatron. I received your letter today telling of what you have caused to emerge from the salts that I sent you. The disappointing result clearly proves that the stele had been changed when Barabbas obtained the specimen for me. This often happens, as you must know, after the body that you took from King's Chapel Cemetery in 1769, and after what H removed from the old resting ground in 1690, which nearly cost him his life. The exact same thing happened to me in Egypt 75 years ago, which is how I got the scar that the young man saw on my face in 1924. As I said to you a long time back, do not invoke any spirit that you cannot dominate, whether it be from dead salts or from the spheres beyond. Always have the expulsion words ready, and do not stop to make sure when you doubt the identity of who you have. All the stele have been changed in 9 of 10 cemeteries. You are never sure of anything until you have asked. I received news from H today, who has had problems with the militia. He regrets that Transylvania has passed from Hungarian to Romanian control and would change his place of residence if his castle was not so full of you-know-what. In my next communication, there shall be something from an eastern tomb that shall bring you great pleasure. Meanwhile, do not forget that I want to have B7. If you can BF, if you can procure him for me. You know G of Philadelphia better than me. We use him for me if you wish, but not too severely because I need to speak with him afterwards. Yogsothoth Neflovgin, I think I can't make out that. Lynn? I don't know. I can't. Script like this, I have a hard time reading. To Mr. G.H. of Providence, Simon O. Fascinating. Alright. Where to now? Let's go home again. Can't do from here.
What gives you the right to enter my house like this, stranger?
Edgar, don't you recognize me?
Of course. Sorry about that. It's the old memory playing up again. Could you just remind me, though, why I asked you to come and visit?
Be careful, Edgar. You're poking your nose into terrifying things that are tightening their grip on you.
Stuff and nonsense. The world of science is bedeviled by malicious rumors engendered by fear.
Edgar, what is the subject of your research?
I'm working on the discovery of knowledge that must, for the moment, be kept secret. Its revelation shall herald the dawning of a new era.
Are you sure that it's for the best? Certain things should be consigned to the past so that the passage of time can erase them.
Some things are never erased. And this is no longer simply a marvel consigned to the past.
Well, I must return to Providence. Allow me to excuse myself.
By all means. Give my regards to Dr. Eagleton. Don't lose any sleep on my account. Everything here is fine.
I doubt that severely. You've been waiting in my house this whole time.
William.
All right.
Any news?
Yes. I went back to Edgar's house and was able to let myself in before he arrived. This is what I was able to glean from the letters I found. Edgar has been carrying out the same research as his ancestor. He must have attempted and succeeded in an experiment that at first taught him some secrets before causing him to lose his mind.
You're right. It's increasingly apparent that he is mad. And this Dr. Owens appears to exert the most harmful of influences. Edgar must be protected. I would like to use your telephone to issue the sheriff with an internment order, and to ask him to meet us at Edgar's house in order to nip any possible resistance in the bud.
Let's go.
Edgar, I'm forced to do this for your own safety.
By all the spirits at my command, I damn you. May Azeroth take you over. You shall remain enslaved to him forever.
I recommend that you rest before carrying out a detailed search of the premises. Each clue may be vital to us. I'll meet you back at your house.
Alright, and we will investigate this place next time. Until then, I've been Merrick D'Amato, and Ia Digon Fatong, and happy Halloween. Ciao. Hi, thanks for watching. This has been played and recorded by me, Merrick D'Amato. The art was by Rafael Agrona. You can find a link to their commission page in the description below. And if you like this video and want to see more like it, like, comment, and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and see you all next time. Ciao!